Greetings, Skyfarers, and welcome to another episode of Sunless Skies. I'm Cobalt Thorium, and in this episode we are going to make a couple deliveries down to the Clockwork Sun. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to sort of scrape this edge so we get a little bit of scouting in. We're going to make a delivery to the Clockwork Sun, then we're going to head over to towards the floating Parliament and see about our duties. Nice. Great experience. Always like that. We'll see about our duties. Oh, okay, yeah. Our duties now that we've joined the political, well, we joined Parliament. We got elected. What is this? These always give you terror. I don't like them. Come on, let's go. Alright. What is the fastest way to the Clockwork Sun? You know what? I think we're going to go down this way. And we'll try to hit this along the way. I mean, this is probably the fastest way, but there's all these rocks in the way. It's kind of difficult to pick a... Oh, boy. Okay. Wow, that's going to limit our options. I guess we won't be able to go that way after all. Or at least we'll have to go around. Where's my terror? What is this? So 4. It is increasing at sort of a fast rate. I don't like that. Oh, hey. Alright, we can rest and recover. Have we seen this one before? I think if we do this, it's probably going to increase our terror if we fail. Actually, we'll probably lose crew. I think we have plenty of supplies. Let's just do this and... We lost a crew. Huh. Well, at least we lost our terror too. The Gathering Glass. You build a makeshift camp in an empty hall away from your engine. The light of the Clockwork Sun burns a bleached yellow in the glass. You eat, you drink, you sleep. But in the morning, one of your crew, the one who slept on the brightest part of the hall, near the vitrified wall, awakes with hysterical screams. He's woken to discover that the skin on his hands has turned to hard, brittle glass. That's not good. We just maxed out our crew again. Only to lose it. That's fine. Being down by 1 isn't the worst thing in the world. Alright. Well, maybe at this approach we can actually go down here. Get a little more scouting in along the way. desirable. Man, why do my allergies act up whenever I play this game? I think it's the talking, actually. It makes my nose get all stuffy. So sorry if I'm, like, snorting. Alright, well, we're obviously not going to be able to explore this entire area. So we'll just try to shave the top off this little cloud that we got here. We'll do the rest at a later date. A radiance in your windows. The bleached bone light of the clockwork sun. We'll go towards that, whatever that is. Okay. Oh, come on, dude. Alright, let's hit up this clockwork sun. We'll be in and out quick. The sun spur or sun spar. Quick. Come on, let's go. The Rat Brigade salutes the clockwork sun. Patriotic tear wells in Albert's eye. The sun. Alright, I'll go scavenging with the rats. Got plenty of crew, let's go. Go. How is that a failure? Interesting. We shall write a port report. As always. But what we're really here for is to deliver the goods. Enough tea to fuel the sun. Okay, we got extra ministry stamp permits. That's nice. You like those? Now let's deliver our literature. The dazzled sequencer thumbs through the books with little interest. I'm sure these will do, although some of them seem frivolous. I prefer hymns myself. Oh, nice. The sun is like maxed out. We'll take some ammo with us. Let's get out of here. By the quickest possible route, which I think will be... I'd really like to do some scouting. Alright, we'll go straight out this way. See if we can get some scouting here on our way down, and then we'll try to do some scouting here. Alright, as long as our terror isn't increasing dramatically, I think we're... Oh, here we go. See, that's the kind of stuff we want. We want to find locations... We want to get those free experience points for finding new locations. And also, if there's ever a quest, you know, now we know where it is. I'm actually going to do it once around here. Even though it's lame and boring. I don't want to miss anything. It's just a stupid rock. It looks like a face, though. Got some lips here, got a big nose, but there's nothing on top. Alright. Let's go. I wonder if we'll be able to actually hit up that, the place that we had to flee from last time. Our terror's in a much better situation. At the same time, it's like, oh. Man, this game is such a achievement of creativity. I was just kind of thinking about like this idea that the Clockwork Sun would turn stuff to glass. It's such a cool idea. Alright, let's rest and recover and see if we can get rid of some of this terror. 5. We like that. That's probably one of those bad guys. Damn it. Let's go. Alright, I guess we're probably going to try to head towards the boatman because I'm not going to double back and get any closer to that thing than I have to. I guess we might have to fight this thing. Alright, well we fought him and we won, so that's nice. Let's fix the hull. Alright, let's move on. I think we'll go, what is this? You wake suddenly, your candles have burned low, and your eyes are still heavy with sleep. You're not alone in your cabin. Investigate you're not alone in your cabin. The winds in the wilderness howl outside. You can feel the motion of the engine below you. Something isn't right. Investigate the music. Someone's playing the violin. You can hear the sounds of a jig. echoing through your locomotive. How no one else is up and raising murder is beyond you. You trace the music to its source, a stoker's cabin. His bunkmate is swaddled in his blankets outside the door, holding his hands over his ears. Captain, please make him stop. Inside, you find your stoker, evening dress, with a fiddle under his chin. You recognize the melody. You heard it in Langley Hall. You could support the fiddling stoker. He plays well. You can support the sleepless stoker. No one should be forced from their bunk by such racket. Langley Hall keeps plaguing us. Even so, this kind of behavior is not something we can tolerate on the ship. We're going to support the sleepless stoker. It's much more important that everybody gets a good night's sleep. Wrap. Or tear one up. The fiddler listens impassively to your instruction, and with some dignity, stows his instrument back in its case before stalking back to bed. His bunkmate is profusely grateful. Over the next few nights, various crew complained of hearing fiddling in various parts of the engine. But when you check, the stoker is always quietly asleep. That terror is getting awfully high again. We can't seem to get away from it. But at this time, we're not even going to try to stop in at the Royal Society. We're going to go straight on through. Oh boy. Oh. There's a little bit of wind here. Right. We've had a little inlet, it looks like. I'm going to go straight across. So let's go down. I think we always want to be sort of hugging a turn here. We should probably go for it. Let's see what it is. It's just another rock to mine, which we can't because we don't have the proper equipment. Man, that terror is high. Should we go back and look at whatever that is? It could be a graveyard. Let's do it. Or maybe something else that'll reduce our terror. Nope. A broken habitation. A barrel of fuel, long forgotten. Oh, that was close. We'll hug this wall all the way up so that we know we aren't missing anything. Those messages always seem to be the same, so I'm not spending a ton of time on it. A place of bleak rocks, rosy mists, and unwanted relics. I'm tempted to do a once around on this remedial school here. What is that noise? Do not like that noise. That is a creepy noise. Might be good to go down by a Big Ben too. I think going close to Big Ben is sort of like going to the Tomb of the Unknown Rat, where it just sort of gives you, just takes down your terror a whole bunch. This unloved span of the sky, where London abandons the things she would rather forget. Where is that sound coming from? Is it that thing? Oh, it must be. Well, let's not get too close to that. Going up to London. Oh my god, my terror is crazy. What's this? I don't want more terror. How much fuel are we gonna lose? 1? We can do it. Last time we weren't really able to get too close to the Tower of Chimes. Listen! The crewman hisses. It's good luck if you hear a chime. Nice, take down my tower. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Forgotten factories. Gently desolate. Oh no! Another one of these things. Get away, get away. I hate you. Go. We gotta be close. Yeah, we are. Man, those things, they're all over the place. They're like spawning. Alright, now to do our civic duty in the floating parliament. We will be floating parliamentarians. Let us dock. Alright. So we get the People's Perpetual Protest, then we get the Palace of Highminster. Yeah, we will enjoy a scone on the lawn. Nothing can go wrong while enjoying only a slightly stale bun. Not like Auntie used to make. Your aunt examines the scone with professional distaste. Ah, jeez, I'm fluctuating between English and Australian. I suppose one shouldn't complain, she mutters, but marches off to have a quiet word with the baker anyway. You eat the scone, the slightly stale scone, complete with lashings of jam and clotted cream. Your terror has fallen. Palace of Highminster. Should compile a port report, which we have read previously. No reason. No reason to stay. Let's check the bazaar. Oh man, we could probably use the chorister nectar actually. We'll buy it. Alright. Cromwell's Gate. We can observe the People's Perpetual Protest. A ragtag mob of protesters has set up on the lawn. No two want the same thing, but their cacophonous chanting is impressive. We're going to ignore the protests. We've done this previously. Oh, nice. Terrace full. Good. Enter the House of Commons. A pair of particularly tough claymen guard the entrance. They never blink. Only ministers and MPs are permitted through this entrance, but we are one now, so that's okay. The wheels of government continue to turn, but its halls have seen better days. Most are green-tinged from decades submerged in the stolen river during that unusual historical interlude when London was stolen by bats. Wow, okay. Water still drips from unseen reservoirs of damp. Even so, the house remains a hive of flavor trading, drink promising, and constant debate. We could take over the departments for Albion Affairs. A loquacious civil servant strides up to greet you. Ah, Minister! Right on time. We could head back outside. The damp air quickly gets oppressive. A short walk would be good. We're here to do our civic duty, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I did click once. You heard. You could actually hear the click, and it made the sound, and it didn't do anything. The Department of Albion Affairs. The loquacious servant glides through the labyrinthine house with an ease it took a career to acquire. This way, Minister. Do step over the drunks in the hall. Journalists, you know, old habits die hard. Ah, here we go. Your new dominion. He pushes open the door. Your new department's carpeted floors squish underfoot. Almost nobody glances up as you enter. You are, after all, just the next minister in a long chain of distractions to their work. You've taken note of the will of the people. You've been given a government department. The Department of Albion Affairs is a windowless, airless place at the top of many staircases. Outside your tiny office, a small regent of clerks led by a loquacious servant busies itself with reports and paperwork, then carefully files it all away in an elaborate system designed to ensure that nobody sees any of it ever again. Visit the first secretary. As first among equals, he knows more about the Parliament than anyone. A useful font of information. A useful font of information, I should say. We could consult with the loquacious servant. What is your role here exactly? Or we could make a new law. It's time to get down to the business of government. You can learn of the will of the people at ports around Albion and the Reach. Bring it here to be the foundation of a new bill. You'll be working on this bill for a week and unable to leave until it's passed or rejected. That sounds expensive. Clockwork Sun could go out by then. Or could return to the house. It gets stuffy in here. Time for some moderately fresh air. Well, before we do anything else, I want to gather some information, so we're going to do these two first. Let's do the loquacious servant first. The short version. This is not short. But then again, that's probably the joke. The short version. Minister. The traditional vocation of both this office and one in your esteemed position is to take upon them the duty and indeed the burden of establishing and integrating new legislation into a beneficial yet cost-effective nature for the Pan-Albion citizenry, with a twin focus on problem elimination and controversy avoidance paradigms. Oh my god, okay. This is clearly a joke. Yeah, it would actually really be good to do this in more of a, what'd you say, inspirational corporate messaging vocal pattern. The greater efficiency we demonstrate at this, on at least a prima facie basis, the greater slice of the budgetary pie will be allocated to our department, and the greater parliamentary status you, personally, Minister, shall enjoy. With ascendancy comes rewards. Minor ones, as ministerial salaries are currently primarily a barter-based economy for beverages of noted alcohol due to of noted alcoholic form due to a most regrettable budget shortfall in non-functionary related positions that are typically compensated through prestige. However, he adds, less than enthusiastically, I do understand that parliamentary envoys at Her Reverend Majesty's most celebrated throne enjoy some budgetary flexibility to reward completed law-related projects in gratitude for the demonstration of their continued purpose and the presence at the moderate to highest levels of government. I like how there's the little 4s and 3s and stuff, like it's a individual passages or whatever. My brain's not working with the vocabulary tonight. Okay. He smiles a thin, tight smile. I believe this covers the basics. I can give you the longer version if you would prefer. So, make laws. The more laws you pass, the higher your status. Okay. So it's quantity over quality. We can't afford to pay you. Exchange laws for sovereigns at the throne of ours. The Department of Albion Affairs is a window. Okay, we've read that before. We'll visit the first secretary. Look at him. He looks, although he's slightly cross-eyed, otherwise he looks charming. He sits at a huge mahogany desk in prestigious Downing Corridor. Your conversation doesn't distract him from writing notes in the margins of endless pieces of paperwork. He pauses his scribbling only to sip from a large cup of stone-cold tea, or to scratch his head with the pen's long silver nib. Okay, we can ask about the state of Parliament. I'm pretty sure we've actually done this before, but where's the Prime Minister? Shouldn't they be running things? A sharp intake of breath. Very good question, Minister. Unfortunately, our illustrious leader decided that it would be better use of his time to take a boat into the flooded cellars where the wine is, you know. I'm not sure how many bottles there are awaiting a net. Blah. But they say that the deeper you go, the finer the vintages that one might find. I suppose I should send a search party when time permits. Until then, I really must finish this paperwork. We can ask about the political situation. Nobody seems to have any party affiliations here. A regretful sigh. Ah, you noticed. Yes, these days, Parliament is split along rather less productive lines. We have the Committee for Radical Sovereignty, devoted to finding ever more inventive ways to cling to the Emperor's mighty skirts. The Subcommittee for Public Restoration would be as happy to see her gone, but has yet to come up with any workable plans. Finally, the Select Committee for the Chiltern Hundreds likes things as they are. Okay. With all three pulling in their own directions, it's no surprise that little gets done around here. He pauses. You may have wondered why I was so eager to bring in some new blood into our little family, to wit yourself. I trust you now have an inkling. Well, I'm going to tip everything towards the Empress, so. Ask about himself. What is his role in the parliamentary system? Primus inter pares. Minister, I am but a humble functionary. It was my proud duty to serve the elected Prime Minister in an administrative capacity, and when we are able to conduct an election, I trust it'll be my privilege to continue for a successor. Okay, so what they're basically saying here is that we gotta at some point become Prime Minister. Until then, my focus is on restoring this once august establishment to greatness, even if it means dragging Albion, kicking and screaming, back from the troublesome necessities of the democratic process. Alright, that's all that business. Did this change? I don't think there were two options here before. Alright, explore Parliament. You have full access to the House of Commons now, and all its amenities. Or you can visit your ministerial department. No doubt the Department of Albion Affairs is lost without its leader. We'll first explore Parliament. Alright, a faded empire. Parliament's green-stained halls are hardly what they used to be. 40 years ago, when the bats dragged London deep beneath the earth, its new cloaked masters stripped the place of its golden finery. Only the two houses themselves, the Commons and the Lords, have been properly furnished. Everyone else makes do. The journalistic lobby has set up a basic printing press in the estranged bar, with the new ministries established in any spare rooms or corridors. Occasionally, between the drinks and debates, some work gets done. Alright, we'll visit our department. Okay, this is where we were before. Now let's make a law. Okay, did the date change? Should have paid more attention to it. It's Monday. The week begins with endless meetings. You are spared the most tedious of them. The loquacious civil servant explains that in matters of government policy, ministers tend to be more of an unfortunate necessity than a boon. The loquacious civil servant consults the latest opinion polls. This is indeed a courageous law. He comments in a tone usually saved for a particularly unfortunate eulogy. Every day, you get one action to boost your bill's political capital. The higher this is, the better its chances of passing at the end of the week. Okay. Okay, so we can seek a celebrity backer for... That's nice. You can seek a celebrity backer for the bill. There must be someone who will put a famous face next to it. You can conduct a bribery campaign. The best part is that it's such accepted corruption, you can put it on expenses. You can attempt to clear out competition. If your opponents don't make the vote, that's hardly your fault. Or you can impress the House with your experience. While they sit in the crumbling ruins of Parliament, you have explored the stars. You've seen things they cannot face. They cannot even contemplate. Perhaps they should try. Wow. Alright, so this... I like this one. It seems that like we're pretty high level for this because it seems kind of easy. Everything is 100%. Now, the question is, how duplicitous do we want to be? I would say that impressing with experience is the least duplicitous. We're actually sort of trying to legitimize them backing us, as opposed to stopping the others from voting or bribing, or I guess this is more of like a flattery thing. But the fact that these have checks and this doesn't indicate to me that we're probably better off with these. Because if these pass, and we do have 100% on all of them, then that means I think that these will have a bigger effect, basically. But then again, I mean, this does cost something. So these ones here are more just checks, and this is actually a flat, like a fixed cost. So maybe all of them are fine, but only so long as we pass them. But I think with 100% we're going to pass them. So we'll do this, the celebrity first. A little improvisation. There are no celebrities around, but one of your civil servants has a signed picture of the beloved Kashmiri princess from the days of old London. Some careful scissor work, a manufactured note, and some decorative trimming later, and your campaign has a figurehead that none can argue with, and who will hopefully never find out. Current polls indicate that only a tenth of Parliament supports your bill. Oh. Alright. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. The astonishing horrors. Few of the MPs have ever seen anything more of the high wilderness than can be glimpsed through the extra thick stained glass of their luxury trains. Just hearing about some of the squirming horrors awaiting in the dark has them reaching for the handkerchiefs. It's as if they weren't listening to you before, but they certainly are now. Current polls indicate that only a fifth of Parliament supports your bill. Oh. I suppose we'll just go through all of them. Let us try bribery. The oldest convincer. Every MP you approach sniffs, bristles. That makes it abundantly clear that they cannot be bought, cannot be influenced, they cannot be corrupted for a small brown envelope of cash. What a large brown envelope. That's different. Current polls indicate that only a third of Parliament supports your bill. Alright, let's try to keep people out. Tears in the House. Your tale of a woe that could have only been prevented by your law hits its target. While your civil servant is uncomfortable with the lie, she sticks to the script and pockets a most generous bonus at Parliament's expense. So we have half of Parliament now. I think we're going to go back to the, what is this? Commissioned a voyage into the flood cellars. Oh, I didn't know these even changed. We could conduct a survey of the protesters outside, carefully selecting the questions should produce right answers. We could leak compromising information to the press. Your friend, the phlegmatic journalist, is usually willing to be a conduit. We could defang a rival with a generous act. There are things you've heard, things you've learned, that could cause them trouble. You'll ensure that they cannot be shared further without requiring anything in exchange. I want to get the line. Commission a voyage into the flood cellars. A few gifts of some Pre-fall wine will turn opinion in a hurry. Into the dock. There are small rowboats near the wine cellar entrance, down the stone steps and into the freezing water. There is no light down here, but whatever torches you bring. The rowboat clinks against bottles fallen from many shelves. Greyfields, 1882. Moral Ways, 1872. The master, known as Mr. Wines, liked to use the cold of the stolen river to keep his favorites at the right temperature. You emerge with enough to keep the whole house tipsy. Alright, half Parliament. Uh-oh, we're already done? It's voting day. The first draft on the new law is complete. Civil servants doze at their desks, eyes red raw from too much working by candlelight. The loquacious servant is nowhere to be seen, choosing instead to take a long lunch. This is probably a good sign. Every day, you get one action to try to boost your bill's political capital. The higher this is, the better the chances of passing by the end of the week. So I thought I was going to have 7 tries. I suppose we don't work on weekends. I think I only got 5. Take the new law before the House. You've done all you can. It's time to put it to a vote. Oh, what are my actual chances? Voted down. Despite your efforts, you're unable to convince the House to rubber stamp your bill. As everyone files in search of drinks, you see one of the first secretary's clerks waiting for you in the corridor. She shakes her head, conveying her superior's disappointment. Find more examples of the will of people to pass new law. Constituents waiting. Delegations are waiting at Magdalene's, New Winchester, and Port Haven. Cabinet reshuffle. You're transferred to the Ministry of Propaganda. It's not the date that it was. You've listened to the will of the people. Well, we don't have any wills of the people. I didn't even know that we had one to begin with. I'm being perfectly honest. So I'm going to ask about the will of people. How do you begin making a new law? Democracy in action. A simple matter, Minister, oozes the loquacious civil servant. Those around Albion territory, which is to say Albion herself, and the more civilized corners of the Reach, will often present themselves upon your arrival with their problems and little requests. Listen, return here, and your humble servants will put the wheels of government into motion. Alright, is there anything else we have to do here? I don't think there is. In fact, I think we're sort of running out of stuff to do in Albion. And the sun is blazing at 100%. But then again, I mean, we did want to construct the Albion... What do you call it? The Albion to Eleutheria transit relay. What they really need is Bronzewood. It doesn't seem like it's very easy to get it in... Actually, what do we have here? It doesn't seem like it's easy to get in Albion. Actually, they had Chorister Nectar, so... Now that I think about it. I mean, if we're going to get Bronzewood, the best place is the Reach. Oh, we have so many quests here. There's a ton of stuff in Aklis. Piranesi. We got a couple things here to do in the Reach. Actually, we have a lot of stuff to do in the Reach. Alright. I think we really should mark everything here that we can actually do in Albion. Because I don't think there's all that much. And there's this. But we don't have enough veils for that, so I think it's out. Skip all those. Wait, what is this one? The conductor wishes to visit Murgatroyd's Taste of Albion, the court of tea and spice and Atlas. Okay. That's the Reach. That's Eleutheria. That's Eleutheria. That's probably Blue Kingdom. There's always this one. I don't know what to do with it though. Except I think that it's probably something to do with having a much better soul at Corellan. There's a lot of Reach, I gotta say. It might be worth going back to the Reach. And we can get our Bronzewood at the Reach. And shove it all in the bank and bring it back here. And then there's this one. But I think this is just a repeating quest. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, so I think that what's going to happen here, because we literally only have one quest, well, 2 quests. This one here, doesn't count. The Secret Search Charity, because it's a repeating thing. So we really only have 1 quest left in all of Albion. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Reach. Why the Reach? The Reach, because it's sort of the nexus, the hub of all other locations, but also it's a place where we can get Bronzewood. So that allows us to that's going to allow us to rapidly build the Albion to Eleutheria transit relay. But also there's a lot of quests that are building up in that location, and so I think we can spend a little bit of time there and sort of just mow through a whole bunch of them. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up this episode here, and in the next episode we will head back to the Reach. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you have, please like, maybe comment, maybe share, maybe subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next episode. New episodes every day at 2 p.m. Eastern US and Canada. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.